Who cares? Not me. If we're just your normal family, and the vacuum cleaner's busted, and the children aren't adjusted, I got you, you got me, and we can wrestle this economy. So let our station wagon rattle through the suburbs of Seattle. I'll tell the world that we are happy in our domesticity. I'm a lucky guy. With you, the decades fly. A family and a loving wife. God bless the old mess. God bless this mess. We've lived on less. Be it ever so long. God bless the old domestic life.
Diddy, do not touch that dial.
Harold, we've been studying psychology, and my teacher says that video games are just an outlet for primitive, mindless aggression.
Your teacher's right.
Mom, Harold won't give up the set.
Harold, you have been playing with that all afternoon, so give it up and quit trying to nuke your sister.
Hi, honey, I'm home.
Oh, hi.
Kids, you gotta get cleaned up. And Candy, we gotta make sure this place looks great.
What's going on?
Well, I broke the Bissell for one thing. More importantly, Rip Steele is coming to our house for dinner. I said that Rip Steele, one of the greatest cowboy stars ever, is coming to our house for dinner. Look, kids, don't run the risk of hyperventilation here.
We're happy on the inside.
Well, dear, I'm absolutely delighted that your boss is coming to dinner without any warning whatsoever.
He's not only my boss, he owns the station and everyone in it.
Didn't Rip Steele used to be in the movies?
Rip Steele was the movies.
Dear, cowboy movies were before the kids' time.
You're right, and it's a shame. Nowadays, kids get their kicks by destroying space creatures.
How did you get your kicks?
Destroying Indians.
All right, kids, come on. Go on upstairs now and get ready for unexpected company.
I can't wait for you to meet Rip. I've been getting in real solid with him lately. We talk about baseball.
Oh, that's nice.
And politics.
That's nice.
And I help him with his personal problems.
That's Swerdlow's. Swerdlow's, you know, the department store where I worked before we were married.
Another Swerdlow's story. Well, I hope this one beats the one about Mr. Swerdlow's involvement with a sweater mannequin.
It does. My supervisor, Marie, was engaged to this guy, and every morning she would come in with these stories about how they'd argue.
That is not unusual.
He would win arguments by throwing major appliances.
That would sway me.
Yeah. So finally I said to her, Marie, I wouldn't consider marriage to any man who hurls hot points.
I remember. And she fired you.
Bingo. Moral, stay out of your boss's personal life.
Candy, it's not going to happen between Rip and I. He's one of the sweetest, most well-adjusted men you'd ever want to know. He's kind to small dogs and children and each and every one of his former wives.
That's a mighty fine dinner, Candy. I just love English muffin pizzas.
Well, thank you, Rip. Thank you. Go ahead, have some more. Here.
No, thank you. 2 dozen's my limit. That's quite a little filly you got corralled there, Martin. And Dee Dee's gonna leave a trail of broken hearts behind her, too.
Shucks.
More coffee, Rip?
No, thank you, darling.
Excuse me, Mr. Steele, but were your failed marriages due to sexual incompatibility?
Dee Dee.
I'm just clinically curious.
Our little girl is studying psychology.
Well, Dee Dee, it wasn't my problem.
You know, I still remember all those Saturday mornings as a kid, watching you shooting and singing and always wishing I could be a junior deputy and ride alongside you and Happy Pete. And then Chubby Gertzer would always ruin it by spitting a jujube right in my face. I got him back once really good, though. I got him right between the eyes with a root beer barrel. And he ran crying all the way home to his mother.
That's funny, the things you do when you're a kid.
I was a kid. Chubby was in the Coast Guard.
Well, why don't we all mosey on into the living room for some coffee and dessert, huh?
You know, Rip, I've got kind of a surprise for you here tonight.
Yeah?
A little something I've saved ever since the 5th grade. Harold, you ready?
All right, Dad, do I have to?
Yes, son, you do. Mr. Steele is waiting.
A Rip Steele Junior Deputy outfit. I made a mint off of those. Come here, son. Won't you hop right up here on the couch? Now raise your right hand and repeat after me. As an official junior deputy of the Rip Steele Posse.
As an official junior deputy of the Rip Steele Posse.
I pledge to keep my bunkhouse clean.
I pledge to keep my bunkhouse clean.
And to live by the code of my mommy and daddy.
And to live by the code of my mommy and daddy.
Congratulations, son. You are now an official junior deputy.
I'll put it on my resume.
Oh, you know, old Happy Pete would have been right proud of you right now. If he weren't so dead.
Who's Happy Pete?
Oh, Happy Pete was Rip's bearded, cantankerous sidekick. Remember how he always used to have his gun belt fall down around his knees, and that would cause him to go head first right into the horse trough.
Oh, that used to crack me up. Well. Those days are lost forever. Happy Pete's gone, and I'm riding in the executive saddle now. You know, it seems like people just don't want to see those kind of movies anymore.
I don't know. If you ask me, I think a new Rip Steele movie could make a bundle.
Who asked you?
Of course, it might be hard to find a producer.
Ah, that's too bad. Jello?
I think. But you know what, Martin? I might be able to raise a lot of that money myself.
Swerdlows?
What's a Swerdlows?
Oh, it's just a pet name.
Isn't that a department store?
Well, Rip, yes, it is a department store.
More coffee, Rip?
Well, sure thing, Kmart. Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? Now, I guess some of you are wondering why I called this staff meeting. Now, as most of you know, I used to act in motion pictures. I retired back in 1959, right after Cowboy Dearest.
About the same time he started weighing more than his horse.
Now, the fact is, nobody seems to make good family westerns anymore. You know, where good wins out over evil and then you sing. Well, I thought it was about high time to bring them back. So I wanted you, my loyal employees, to be the first to know that I intend to make a comeback in a whole series of brand new Rip Steele films.
Mr. Steele, it's imperative that I use the phone.
Well, if it's important.
Charlie, put this on the wire. America's prayers have been answered. Rip Steele returns to the silver screen.
Anyway, one man, Martin Crane, convinced me to get back into the saddle, and I'm grateful to him. Come up here, Martin. Come on, son.
It was nothing, really.
Oh,
really, it was nothing.
Don't say nothing, Martin.
Well, maybe nothing is too strong a word.
The truth is, if it weren't for you, Martin Crane, I wouldn't be back in pictures right now. Although, to finance my comeback, I did have to mortgage the station.
Mortgage? Did someone say mortgage? Crazy me. I thought I heard the word mortgage.
Now, I reckon some of you may be asking the question, why risk financial ruin and jeopardize the jobs of each and every one of my employees? Well, it was Martin Crane's idea.
I have no intention whatsoever of ever even thinking about such a thing.
Oh, don't be modest, Martin. Give these people a chance to thank you.
This is going to be a terrific movie. This is going to be a sensational movie. I have no doubt that we are about to see a terrifically sensational movie, and none of these people are going to beat me into a mush.
A movie that takes place entirely on planet Earth. I'm glad I don't have money in it.
Excuse me, is this seat taken?
Oh, no. Go right ahead.
Thank you. None of you smoke, do you? If I'm anywhere near cigarette smoke, I get nauseous and vomit.
No, we don't smoke, but thank you for sharing.
You know, honey, I still remember the way Rip used to jump out of that second-story hotel window right on the back of Old Paint. I would scream. The entire audience would scream. Old Paint would scream. And depending on how he hit the saddle, sometimes Rip would scream.
You know, I hate to be a bother, but could I trade seats with one of you? See, if I sit at an angle, I might get a headache and vomit.
Dee Dee, trade places with him.
Yeah, but not too quickly. Take your time, because if I get up too fast, and sometimes I get dizzy and...
Vomit.
You got it. Excuse me. I'm one of the actors in the film.
Oh, really? What part do you play?
Happy Jake.
Happy Jake is Happy Pete's replacement. But he was a lovable, grizzled old prospector with a grin that would light up the West.
Well, Martin, I'm sure that he has a different approach to the role, right?
Right, I play him gay. Well, hey, that doesn't make him less of a person.
I'm only a trombone player. Welcome, everybody. Now, remember, we're only going to see the one scene that we've shot so far.
We're only going to see one scene. How bad could it be?
How bad? Joy Boy's in it.
Hiya, Martin.
Martin, this better not be duck droppings.
Okay, let's roll them. Zeb Dalton, you've killed your last deputy. You boys want to walk out of here quiet-like with me, or do I have to carry you out feet first? I made a promise to this here town to make the streets safe for the children and the women folk.
There's 4 of us. And I only count 1 of you. Or should I say 1.5?
A man's never alone when he has truth and justice and Happy Jake to his side.
Yes, Rip?
the trunk.
Dirty little side-winding, backstabbing, candy-stealing skunk.
This is really for kids. You know, they're gonna eat this up.
Well, Jake, let's take these varmints and toss them in the hoosgow.
I'm proud to call you amigo, Rip. And I really mean that.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you. Everybody up to my office for a little celebration. Oh, it felt good to be back in.
Martin, I owe you an apology. This is a wonderful picture.
Martin, somebody has got to stop Rip Steele.
Before he acts again.
Honey, if he tries to finish this film, he's going to be a laughingstock. A broke laughingstock. And everybody's going to be out of a job. Someone has to tell him.
You're right, Candy. He has to be told now. Right to his face. There's a big raise in somebody's allowance for telling him right to his face.
Yo, Martin. Come on over here, son. Won't you take a swallow of this? It helps cut the trail dust.
No, thank you, Rip. I've already had a major dust cutter before I came up here. I need to talk to you about something.
Martin, you'll never know what it was like to be back in front of the lights and the cameras and the dirty old stuntmen again. I guess I never realized before how much I really missed it. Now, do you want to talk to me about something, son?
Yes, I did, and I have to say this, or I won't be able to look at myself. It's about your movie.
Yes, Martin.
Not since Yentl have I been so moved.
Folks, Martin Crane just told me that he liked my film better than Yentl.
Martin, you have to tell him. He's a cowboy. He can take it.
Okay, everybody, out of the office, please. I have to talk to Mr. Steele alone.
Martin, is this a drill?
No, Cliff, this is an actual emergency.
Okay, everybody out, please, hurry. Everybody out. I'll hold the door for everyone.
Well, I sure hope this is important, Martin. You pretty well killed my party.
It's very difficult for me to say. It's very difficult.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. As a lifetime junior deputy of the Rip Steele Posse.
As a lifetime junior deputy of the Rip Steele Posse,
I pledge to keep my bunkhouse clean.
I pledge to keep my bunkhouse clean.
And to always tell the honest truth.
Your movie stinks and you should stop.
Is it really that bad?
Bad. Inadequate or unfit. Synonym, see stinko.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Well, what am I gonna do now, Martin? Dadgummit, I can't get all excited and worked up like this and then just stop. I mean, you're a fella. You know what it's like.
I got you there, all dressed up and nowhere to go, right? Oh, boy, I don't know. You know what? You don't have to stop.
I don't.
There are whole new generations that have never seen your films. Put them on television, and you host it. Steele's Sagebrush Theater.
I don't know. I have to think about it.
How about the other? I'm sorry.
Hey, Junior Deputy. I just want you to know that if you'd been in one of my movies, you'd have wore a white hat. Well, Happy Pete, what do you think? Well, Hap, I guess there's nothing more to do here except move along.
Where are we moving, Rip?
I don't rightly know, Hap. Wait a minute. I think I know where.
North? East? West?
Nope. South.
South? Whereabouts, Rip?
Well, let's go back to Alabama. Let's go see my dear old mammy. She's frying eggs and cooking hammy. And that's what I like about the South.
I hear you.
Say you won't make no mistake. Say your nerves won't never break. You got to taste her layer cake. That's what I like about the South. She got big lips and candy jam. Got those sugar-cured Virginia ham. Basement full of those berry jams. That's what I like about the South.
Moving, Nippy.
Always remember, don't you never cuss, drink, smoke, or chew, or associate with them that do.
What a guy. I tell Rip his movie is lousy, and he still does. It's a great present. It's beautiful, isn't it?
Oh.
That guy has got a heart the size of the Rocky Mountains. And you know what? This will come in great for watching Rip Steele's Sagebrush Theater. So what do you really think? Don't you love it?
Yes, dear. It's just... it's lovely. What do we feed it?